Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have a special video for you out of the Ghana Blaster trainer to Portugal and got 2 goals. But seeing the 2 goals the way it went means that the Blaster put more energy, put more concentration on the game. On the show to either to talk to the team and see the technical team what they can do also in the next game, which is also important for Ghana to win to take the 3 point. So my analysis here is what I'm going to show Otoado right now. I mean, just watch the video. Delaying the game, the players were slow. It was more difficult for the defenders to move forward, and it was so dangerous for the Blasters to also come forward by playing among their own area. It could have caused a Blaster in the first 2 minutes by Ronaldo's chance that we made a mistake. So I think you need to address that one. The reason the defenders cannot also play forward because the midfielders are not moving. The strikers are not moving. So how can they play forward? So this isn't good for Blaster. And anytime Blaster gets the ball, then they slow the game. And then Portugal recovers back. But that also cannot help the team as well. They have to play European football. They have to play fast football. That's what the Blaster liking for now. So come and let me show. Players are not moving. The best 4-3-3 that you have to play is this 4-3-3, where you position the players in a very tactic form of the pitch. So that's the best thing for the Blaster. But this 4-3-3 was too dangerous for Ghana Blaster. They were slow, they weren't active at all, even though they tried to hold Portugal for some time, but it wasn't enough for the 90 minutes. So let me go to here. Otto, why always big space? The ball moves far on the left side, and then we always have a Portuguese player here, and the players giving them more space, and that kind of way. You give them more space to control the ball, and you could see anytime Ghana is aggressive, they were on par. Ghana give them more space to have control over the game. Ball possession, Portugal were far better than Ghana because of the space the players were giving to them. So you have to watch out. And all the time the players move to one side, leave the other side empty, and for Portugal to change the game from left to the right. And that has to be changed. These players are responsible in the zones. These players. So now, if this player is alone, it is responsibility of this player to just take responsibility on this zone. The same thing goes here. The players to move. The number 2 should move. The number 11 should also move. So actually he goes like this. This is a responsibility. Communicating with those in charge on the field. Like, let me bring this one here. So it means this area is going to help those in the middle here. So they will be responsible for the game on the left side here. Likewise, on the right side here when the ball goes here. So it is too dangerous that the players keep the ball running all the time here. Why? The problem might not come from them much because the midfielders are not moving. And it's so funny. Anytime Ghana gets the ball, you have 3 Portuguese players coming here. You see, so this is a tip I'm going to give to Otoado. The players should run on the field. The field has to divide into 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have the 4 and the 3, and then we have the 10 and the 11 here. So they should be more responsible on this band. Likewise with the 7, 9, 8, and the 6, 5, and the 2. They are also responsible here. They should always monitor here, this band. And then 100% concentration here. And then there was also mistake of 1 and 1. The players should get close to there should be 1 and 1. There shouldn't be a space if Ghana has to win the next game. There shouldn't be a space. 1 and 1 means, talking about 1 and 1. 1 and 1 means if a Portugal player is here, the Ghanaian player should be here. It should be 1 and 1. The defender is attacking the striker. So now, the striker has to be defender and also to defend against this defender. So it has to be 1 and 1. The midfield should move and talk. If this one moves here, this one comes here, this one takes his position, this player take this position, so that there will be always space filled. They have to move. The same thing go on this direction. And then the players should not leave a space like this. Most of them concentrating here while a Portuguese player player stands here alone. And then they change the game from here to this direction. So which means the concentration on the field is very bad. So anytime Ghana gets the ball, they slow down. They allow Portuguese players to recover back to defend. The game has to be more faster. The 2 goals was much faster, quick, and then it was there. So that is what we're talking about. So please, Otado, this is my tip for you. He doesn't have to join. He has to concentrate on his own. He has to concentrate on his own. So that if a player is alone here, he can, and he shouldn't give this distance. It should be 1-1. When I talk about 1-1, 1-1 is this. But you giving the player a space for him to control the ball and decide what he has to do with the ball. It will be always difficult for you because you need to defend it. And that you can get quick tired. So there shouldn't be a space. It should be 1-1. It should be more faster. Ghanaians were delaying, slowing the game anytime they have the ball, and it's really bad. So that's how the team did not perform very well. Playing along their own zone. So risky. Cristiano Ronaldo would have got the first 5 minutes ago against Ghana. So should be more careful. The third goal. Why were you going back? What are you? Why? You should face him to distract him or get the foul in the middle here. So that's why we had to go. So the defender shouldn't go back. You're giving him more space to do what he has to do. So you always have to block from the distance. So if the defenders, it was also a mistake here on the third goal. So, well, the penalty wasn't a penalty, but it wasn't fair. We had a bad referee, but we can't do anything about that because it wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. So, I mean, and in the future, if you know exactly it's not a penalty, the player should insist for the referee to watch the TV to decide very well. That could have been the best. And then you decide you are not going to play until the referee watch the scene there. That could have been the best for Ghana, but you just let it go, which was very bad on my eyes. So I show you what we have to do if we have to play the 4-3-3 system. This is how it has to go, and then we can win the second game, the third game, and then we go. But then we shouldn't play slow. That is our problem. Thank you, gentlemen's qualities. I'll end it here, and I know Otado will take my tip. And then the players should run faster to empty spaces and also move and talk and then react quick, and then we can get there. Play like the cornerstone against New Prime, back in the days, that day is gone. So you need to know, most of you are professional players, so you should, you have the talent and the skills, but you could not put much to it. And that is why Portugal took advantage of that. They weren't better at all, even though they had a ball possession than us, because we gave them these unnecessary spaces. That's why they took advantage of it and make use of it. Thank you, and I'll give you the next step in the next game, gentlemen's qualities.